to...
Hello, my name is Tim Storey. I'm with my good friend Sid Jacobson.
Good to meet
Sid, good to
Be
see
with
you.
you.
Now, I love to brag about Sid because I've never met a person who's kind of a Marvel legend. We went to this thing called Comic-Con. What is Comic-Con?
Well, Comic-Con used to be something that was strictly for comics. Today, it's more or less for films, for TV, and because so much of it is based on comics.
Yes, and the reason, go ahead.
Yeah, and the comic book companies play a very small play in it.
Yes. The reason we went there is because that's your background. You've been working in the comic industry for how long?
Don't give me away. About 50 years.
About 50
More
years.
than 50 years.
Okay, give me two highlights of your comic book career. A character you created or a time where you were able to bring something to the forefront that no one's ever seen.
Well, I created Richie Rich. I created Spooky. I created Wendy. I created Hot Stuff. I created all the sub-characters that were in Casper. And I worked together with our art editor. There was a man named Warren Kremer, who was an extraordinary artist. And what we did was refashion Casper. When we first started with Casper, it was not at all popular. It was a failure because what they did was treat Casper as a ghost who lives on a cemetery. We brought him into a haunted house when we brought in all these characters, and the sense that we gave to it was that Casper was born a ghost. It was a character like an elf, wizard, whatever, and it worked. It worked.
You know,
frankly.
this show is called Tim Story's Dream On. It's about dreaming. And so I like what you're saying because there was a time that Casper did not work.
Correct.
And it could have been easy, like in the midst of an idea, to just walk away. So there are times in life, obviously, you got to just keep somehow pushing forward.
Absolutely. I mean, when Harvey, which was the comic book company I worked with at the time, when they first got Casper, it was like a third tier kind of thing. They bought it for little Audrey. They got it for Herman and Catnip. I'm sure a few of you know what Herman and Catnip is, or was. And Casper was basically at the bottom. And Baby Huey was bigger. And it just turned around completely.
So one of the things I find interesting, we have nice breakfasts together in Beverly Hills, and I find interesting that you keep coming up with new ideas. You're writing books, you're doing movies, you're doing graphic books.
I wrote many songs.
Many songs, like award-winning songs.
Yes.
And Sid, what is it about you that, what stirs inside you that makes you want to keep dreaming at this young age that you're living?
I don't know, just I guess enjoyment of it, and I find that I still can dream, and I still can basically create some of these things, and it feels wonderful, and it keeps me alive, and it keeps me, so far, healthy.
Sid Jacobson.
What a pleasure.
Thanks for being on Dream On.
My dream. Thank you.
Good.